People don't miss you when you're chasing them. They miss you when you stop. And if your ex was an avoidant, that silence hits differently. You pulled away, you stopped texting, you stopped checking their page, and you probably thought they'd reach out right away. But they did nothing. Now you're wondering, did they even care? Did I even matter at all? You did. And this is what's called the delayed regret effect. And it can be broken down into 3 different parts. Avoidantly attached people do not process loss in real time. But whilst you're feeling everything immediately, they're compartmentalizing. This is what appears like as if they're totally unaffected, unfazed, thriving. However, their coping strategy is emotional distancing, which means avoid, suppress, disconnect. So when you also pull away, they don't react. And that's not because they're not bothered. It's because they've trained themselves to feel later. But over time, a crack forms. Avoidants start to feel emotional dissonance. It's a conflict between how they want to appear, I'm fine, I don't need anyone, and what their body starts signaling. Why am I feeling this emptiness now? Your absence becomes louder than your presence ever was. Not because you disappeared, but because the emotional supply that they once had is gone. This is what creates the shift. When you're chasing, they felt in control, emotionally protected, constantly validated. But when you go quiet, they lose that emotional supply. Their avoidance no longer has anything to bounce off. And suddenly, there is no one mirroring their worth. No one to reject, no one to pull away from. And that loss creates delayed longing. Not always for you specifically, but for the comfort that your presence gave them. Even if they try to replace this, it takes a lot of effort to rebuild that kind of emotional influence again. So if you're sitting here thinking, how did they move on so fast? Remember, avoidants often feel grief when it's too late to fix it, and that's not your problem. Don't break your silence to get a reaction. Let the distance do its job. Focus on the self that no longer needs to be chosen to feel worthy, because your peace will echo longer than any text ever could. If you found this helpful, drop a heart